Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Aunt Becky.
I'm Mimi.
Hi, Cabbage. I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
Hello.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't do is grow this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. Right away this morning, we got the farm market all set up, so we don't even need to worry about that. We are dealing with like a misty, rainy day. I don't know, it's not beautiful weather by any means. It is on the cooler side. We don't have everything tarped up in front of the farm market because, well, we're trying to sell it. And the weather's not too crazy right now, so hopefully we can leave everything uncovered. We did have to move the mums. A lot of them we just put underneath the tables and the rest we put on the porch. So yeah, we've been having a good day so far.
I'm grouchy and I didn't sleep well last night. I'm grumpy Grandpa today.
Now the farm market is all taken care of, so we've moved right away down around back. There's a cow out. I don't know what's going on. Come on. Let's check on our little baby this morning. How you doing in there, little guy? Oh, he looks beautiful. We'd love to see it. Now, Dad was over here shouting because we got big news. You know, like really big news. Tell him, Dad, what's the big news this morning?
We had a baby.
I don't want to go in there and bother her, but she is back by Daniel. The calf is lying on the ground, looks nice and healthy. It's a heifer calf. Yeah, I don't know. We weren't expecting that today. I tell you what, we need to figure out our calendars and our schedules to keep track of this stuff. But so far, that's the second calf that we've had this month, and I think we're all pretty happy about it. What a way to start off the day. You know, new baby. Oh, we all love that. It's been pretty sloppy here on the farm, and I mean, there's not too much we can do about it. We've been hit by storm after storm, and we've been dealing with this type of weather, this cloudy, dreary, rainy weather the past few days. It's been relatively cool on the farm. The high is barely getting out of the 50s today, which is on the chillier side than what we've been used to, but I guess fall is coming. It's time for it. Just got all the silage dumped in for the feeders. The cattle seem to be pretty happy about it. Daniel just took the bucket off the skid steer loader and he grabbed the forks. We're gonna put some hay in. We need a bale for the pastured cattle, and then we also need one for the penned up cattle. We've been feeding alfalfa to the inside pen, so that's where Daniel went first. We do have grass bales here in greenhouse number 6 that we're gonna be dumping out for the pastured cattle. Just got all the eggs collected. I don't need to feed today. We only feed on Tuesdays and Fridays. We try to have enough feeder space here just to save ourselves one more job in the morning. It's always worked out for us just feeding 2 times a week. If they ever needed more feed, we would just drop it in. Or when we grind feed, we usually dump it in. But as I mentioned, we just like having one less job in the morning. Excuse me, coming through. Ow, 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 ow. Come on. Now all the cattle right here, either 1, got to the farm at a super young age, or 2, was born here. So I do feel comfortable walking in amongst the cows as we're trying to move them. Now these animals are really large, so you do have to be careful, and they're relatively on the young side. So as you move among the cattle, you have to remember that. The age that they're at makes them very playful, and yeah, they just don't realize how big they are. So when we're around them, we have to be careful, but I do trust them to an extent. Come on, girl, stay back here for now. It's okay. There's the brand new heifer cow.
She should be there.
Let's find it. I think it's just because we're a little excited, but we've been hanging down around back, watching the calves with the mothers. We did get all of this bed up right here. You have to be careful once you get everything bed up, because then all the cattle get super rambunctious and don't want to get hurt in there. Now that we're all finished with the animals, Daniel and Dad are helping Aunt Ron to put all the mums out that we had put away because of the storms. The weather is going to be dying down, so nothing major should cause any issues with the mums. That means everything can go out. Sells a lot easier that way. Now the next thing we are going to be moving on to is some picking. We don't have too much to pick today, but we do have orders. So it's better to get the orders taken care of now so we don't have to worry about it later. And of all the days that I chose not to wear a sweatshirt to work, it was the ugliest one. So we've got a good crew for picking. We got myself, Dad, and Daniel, and now we're heading back to the fields with maybe a slight detour to pick me up a sweatshirt. We'll see what happens. Honey, I'm home. Not for long though. I just came to grab a sweatshirt. What? What? Oh, I love you.
Oh, it's a puppy.
Yeah, look at the puppy. We have made it out to the fields. We're at the last planting of cole crops. Now, in particular, this morning, the order that we are looking to fill is for Napa or Chinese cabbage. So we're gonna get started with that right away. Yep. Man, it feels like just yesterday we were planting all this stuff. That's beautiful. Now, Napa or Chinese cabbage is something we started raising at the request of the people in our area. We never really sold too much of it, but then people started wanting it. So if we look down through the field here, you can see we've probably got about 200 heads that are available to cut. Same with the red and the Savoy. We do seem to have a little more red cabbage, but there's plenty here. Those specialty cabbages are not as popular as the regular cabbage, but we found in recent years more people have been picking them up, so we're happy to raise it. The order was for about 50 pounds of the Chinese cabbage, and I think we've got plenty there, so we're just going to put that on the side by side.
Two little red cabbages for the store. What I'm looking for right now is to see if we can see the head of cauliflower starting to form. And right in here is where it would start to form. So we're starting to get cauliflower.
At the base of your cauliflower, when you start to see those leaves twisting and tightening up, that means a head is getting ready to form. I do prefer the self-wrapping varieties because, as you can see, it's twisting up nice and tight down there. The varieties that twist and cover themselves up are a lot less maintenance than the other varieties. We would usually go through with rubber bands and close everything off, but the self-wrapping cauliflower takes that whole step out, makes it a lot easier. While we're out here, we feel like it's a good opportunity to grab some other stuff that we need. Broccoli, for example, is something that's really big this time of the year, but we seem to be running into the same problem that we have with everything, and that's how wet it is. We've got the cabbage for the order. We were able to grab some broccoli, and now we're moving on to grabbing a few heads of cabbage just for us. Now, this last planting of cabbage, it is not there quite yet. The earlier varieties that we have planted, they're looking pretty good, but we still have a lot of cabbage here left to grow.
14.
Now, as Dad is going along with the knife, every single time he leans down to cut a head of cabbage, he is squeezing the head to make sure that it's nice and tight. When the head of cabbage is nice and tight, that means that it is finished maturing and it will not get any larger. If we're grabbing the cabbage before we cut and we feel that it's loose or that we can give it a good squeeze, well, then it's not a good time to harvest because we know that cabbage is gonna continue to grow. And a little thing you have to remember is that we sell cabbage by the pound. So if we were to wait a little longer for that cabbage to tighten up and get a little bit more weight, well, we'd make more money off the cabbage. It's things like that you have to remember when you're out here harvesting, especially when it comes to certain crops like cabbage.
This is a nice one. The size of that cabbage.
Now, as we were moving out through the field, Daniel noticed something over here that he's never seen before.
Oh, this is a really rocky spot of the field, and there's water laying over here. So it never really lays on top of this ridge because everything slopes downhill and away from it.
And as he mentioned, it's rocky. You know, we have rocks in our soil sometimes, and that usually helps to drain everything away. But just yesterday, we got hit with another inch of rain, and over the past week, I can't even remember how much rain we've gotten. So it's been pretty sloppy and pretty wet around here, which is why you're starting to see some more of these crops rotting in the field, which is not ideal. But for example, with the broccoli, if we were to harvest this broccoli that is starting to rot, the second you get it back to the farm, it starts to get slimy. Like, and when I say slimy, I mean, slimy. But it's okay. We prepared for that. We planted a lot of broccoli, and so far we've been able to harvest quite a bit. Even though it is earlier into fall, our fall planting of cold crops has been producing for about 2 weeks now, which if you were to ask me, good deal. We like to see that. We got one more thing we want to pick before we head back to the farm, and that's going to be our kale. We had an earlier planting of kale, but we felt it would be a good idea to get a late planting in here as well. And I think it's going to pay off because this stuff is gorgeous. A little tip for harvesting kale, you always want to keep the center there. You don't want to break the top off. These leaves are going to continue to push out. This leaf could probably come off, but you always want to keep that center sprouting up, because if you take that center out, you're essentially going to kill the kale. I mean, I've seen kale come back. Stuff's pretty hardy, but you still don't want to dampen the production that you're going to receive. Kale grows really, really good this time of year, and as you can see, the plants, even after harvest, are still gonna produce. I will say, it does look beautiful out here. You guys remember when we got all of this planted? It wasn't looking too nice. It was hot out, but we got the irrigation on it and it benefited from it. We got a basket of cabbages there. We got a big old cabbage holding the basket of cabbages. We got kale, more cabbage, broccoli, and more cabbage. I think we needed some cabbage back at the farm. Now Matthew is not with us. Someone showed up at the farm for a big order, so he's taking care of that. Thankfully it wasn't too much picking. You know, I mean, it was a decent amount. We got some nice stuff, but we were able to get it done, just us three. What in the world are we giving away today, Dad?
It's the time of the year. They transitioned from summer crops to fall crops now, so.
There's the kale, broccoli, there's the Savoy. The order is all taken care of. And Dad is filling up the cart with some of that fresh picked cabbage. Everything that we have here in the farm market has looked really, really good, which I think is one of the reasons why we've been so busy. Dad is grabbing some stuff out of the van. Mom had went to the wholesaler this morning for us, so we didn't have to worry about it. We just needed a few things that we couldn't raise right now, so now all the orders should be completely fine. And that brings us down around back. Aunt Rhonda and Daniel are working on loading up the wagon because we need more mums up top. People have been picking them up. Tell you what, Aunt Rhonda is excited. This greenhouse is getting empty. That's what she looks forward to every year, empty greenhouses.
How many more orange do you need?
Fill up the wagon. Oh, yellow. That wagon don't get much prettier. Let's see here. We have now got basically this entire side of the middle section all removed. We have a big gap there. The far table is almost empty. Looks pretty good. This greenhouse will be empty in no time.
We're talking about big. You should look at those Nickies in there.
Uh-huh.
Sit here. I can go get more if you want. Or go get
Well,
more
I
Jell-O.
have that other pink right there.
Okay.
I want to put.
What would you like me to do with these, Rhonda?
It was looking a little empty up here, but now we got all the mums moved up. It's looking pretty good. We try and keep everything by color. So yellow, pink, orange, red, white. It's just a lot easier this way rather than having to move everything around. Down in the greenhouse, we keep all the colors together. We used to not even tag them because we knew the colors would be together. But then you'd get people down there moving stuff around and yeah. You could imagine. Alrighty, everyone, it is now lunchtime on the farm. It looks like we're having hot dogs. Ooh, good deal. Now, Aunt Rhonda was being sweet. She got lunch prepared for us today. Grammy is out at the fair. She's partying, so we're not gonna worry about Grammy making lunch today or dinner because, well, we won't see her. Just got finished with lunch. It is getting worse out here. They told us it was gonna clear up, but it's not nice. So we're gonna be working here around the farm market, even though it's pretty sloppy out. We are busy. Probably what a bulk of our afternoon is gonna be just here at the farm market, taking care of customers, working inside. Dad is gonna be leaving. He's going to the auction. He's gonna be picking a few things up. And yeah, that's basically gonna be it for the afternoon. I'm hoping it gets a little more exciting than that, but when it's not too exciting, that's also a good thing. So we now have a different background. We took a little trip to the Bloomsburg Fair. We didn't have too much more going on. We got the farm market closed up and then we came to the fair. So anyway, we figured we were gonna be here tonight and we thought we'd bring you along. Maybe go see some animals. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna eat some food. What about you, Hunter? You gonna eat some food?
Yes.
We've been having a nice time at the fair. We got some dinner, but now we've just been looking through the animals because we can never get enough animals. You been having fun? I'm getting tired. Getting tired. Since we're getting tired, this is probably gonna be where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.